Yeah, when I had longer
It's
hair
okay.
back in college, yeah, dude, that it would always be in that awkward look with like phases of hair. So like when you kind of grow it out, you have to get through that awkward phase of hair growth, for it to look
Yeah.
good. So
This is when you were like a child?
no, this is back in college.
How many times did you... I thought you've always had long hair since you've ever been to college.
No. So college is when I actually started growing out my long hair.
You started growing it out at college.
Yeah. Again, I didn't start feeling good about haircuts because I didn't really find like a hairstylist that I felt I could trust.
You didn't find a goddamn barber,
Or a barber,
bitch.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, one or the other, right? I couldn't find like a barber who I would be able to trust
You didn't fucking find Yuri.
to
In
to
the
get my
Russians that
hair
cut your hair.
looking good, right? And so when I finally went back to short hair, which was I think towards my last years of college.
Hold on. Let me ask you. Did you cut your hair because you got out of a relationship? What made you decide to cut your long hair?
Oh, I needed to like a change of pace. I mean, it might have been after like a relationship.
You're laughing hard because I know you almost slipped the tongue and said the name. I almost feel like that.
Anyway,
But it was about that? It was about that? Like that's how you
I
cut
felt
it?
I needed to change something about myself.
All right. You are recording, right?
Yeah, I'm recording right now.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll tell you now that I like getting haircuts because I feel like I'm in like the freshest state possible.
Oh, yo, I'm sorry I didn't fucking notice.
Thank you. I appreciate
Let me
that.
see that. Look at me. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's funny
It's
because
a lot cleaner than yesterday.
yeah,
And I told you, dude, we've been seeing each other for many days this past week.
I know it's been 3 days
This
straight.
might be a tough one to go to put into words, but your hair at one point looked like it needed a haircut. The next day I thought you got a haircut, but you didn't get a haircut. But now you do. But now I can see the difference.
Seriously, like I look kind of out like
The first time that I saw you in this week, the shit was like pushed to the side too hard. I was like, goddamn.
no. So like remember,
that shit.
I get out early on Fridays.
Yeah.
So I went home and took a nap.
Oh yeah, probably. But then the next day it was like great. It was like,
But
you
I didn't
really
take a
need
nap
hair one.
the following day.
You didn't take a nap? Oh.
Or I took a shower. No, I took a shower.
I hope you take a fucking shower.
Yeah, I took a shower and then
Alright,
was able to wash my hair and stuff like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of the Dual Casts,
Mhm.
joined by your friends, myself, Gabe, and of course Don. Dude, is this gonna be a good one? I hope that it is. I hope that it is.
Well, we've had
So many.
a lot of things happen this
So
past
many.
week. Well, weekend. I feel like the weekend really was more of what like happened basically.
Oh man. For the story of the week, the story of the day, I'm not really sure which one to focus it on because there's just so much that happened.
Mhm.
But come on, how about you? How was your week? What did you do?
I mean, the week was mostly involving like work. Yeah,
And then hanging out all the times we were hanging out?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Friday, I think. Wednesday we went to Ryan's to visit Dominique. See what's up.
Mhm.
And then like
We
once-
were, last podcast,
Uh-huh.
right? We were talking so much about karaoke. We were so hyped about karaoke. And we really wanted to go the fuck out. We have to mentally prepare ourselves sometimes
Mhm.
when we want to go out, right?
Right.
Like half the fun is getting ready, as I said yesterday as well to Don. But unfortunately, our homie who set up the event, was throwing the event, was sick. Mad people were sick. So I get that. And, and we found the news, on Wednesday?
Well, I found out Tuesday. I told you.
You found
Wednesday.
out Tuesday, told me
yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah.
So around the middle of the fucking week. And I was sad. When you mentally prepare yourself for something like that, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't come to fruition, it just fucks your whole week up. So I was thinking to myself, I don't ever want to be at the whim of another person's whatever. It's okay, she got sick. I get that. No problem. No foul. It's okay. But I don't ever want, any other outside circumstances to affect my incoming weekend. So what did we do? We scoured the internet for things to do all over the city. And it kind of led to a lot of different shit, right?
Yeah, it did. It did. Well, because we were looking to do something anyway. So I feel like K-Town is always a place that something is going on.
Oh, yeah. We visited
And
a homie
Incidentally, it's
for his
because
birthday.
Ralph, our buddy, should we even say the name? Yeah, anyway, so he was working
Yeah.
in K-Town and we wanted to visit him because he didn't do anything for his birthday. But, I think because he started a new job. And so,
Go.
yeah, and therefore,
You have to
again,
celebrate. You have to celebrate all victories. Never forget this. All victories must be celebrated. I know sometimes when it happens, like when it comes to your birthday, especially when you get older,
Mhm.
you feel like you shouldn't celebrate. Even for me, man, like I don't want to celebrate my birthday. But as we get closer, for whatever reason, something inkling comes up for the most part.
Mhm.
But really, really, you should always try to celebrate and really not have that feeling.
Yeah. So it started off with visiting him. You know,
Yes, yes. Actually, no, not really. All right. Because, dude, I was trying to find a good event for my boy Don to go out with. We were looking through the Posh app. We were looking through the Dice app. And I couldn't really find anything that was.
Oh right, that was the original plan.
I told you.
Dude. The craziest thing is that I literally forgot about what the original intent was. But I think earlier during the week, you know, again because plans had canceled, and you know, I was like, all right, well, we gotta have to figure out something else to do this week. So the original intent was to find like you know, I guess an R&B or like hip hop.
An R&B,
like-
hip hop, you know, an event where Don and I could have a good time, get a couple drinks, test out Magneta Aura status, and, you know, dance a little bit. Because, honest to God, man, a weekend with no dancing is kind of a sad weekend, right?
Yeah.
For me, man, I don't know what the fuck. But when I'm getting my body moving, it's just a great time no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking for like, okay, what do we have in common? We like hip hop. We like R&B. We like, you know, that type of music. We're both Asian. So I was looking for an Asian event, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I couldn't find any. And it ends up so happening to be that there was an event, but it was happening on a Thursday. And nobody fucking came out, but it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
wait, hold on. So actually, what
Yeah,
did you do on a
see?
Thursday?
I
I feel
told
like
you.
yeah, because
See?
the first part of the story actually kind of starts off with you going
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah,
And then,
yeah. Which ushers the rest of it.
Okay.
No. So I ended up finding an event, and it so happened to be Andrew Yang's like offline party, no cell phones and shit. And when I was looking through the guest list, it's mad Asians. So I was like, yo, we have to go to this, right? So I ended up going to this, and I'm not sure if you know anything about Andrew Yang's political stances. I don't. One thing we do know for sure is he knows how to throw a party. I met the most beautiful people, suspiciously beautiful people, the most interesting people. And, you know, maybe it was the cell phones turned off, which facilitated the things that happened that night. But it was a really, really good time on a Thursday. And guess what? Andrew Yang was there. Your boy was fucking there, man. I got to meet him. And I swear, he must have came up to me like 3-4 times. Towards the end, like we would never talk about. Whenever somebody want to go talk to Andrew Yang, they wanted to be like formal about it. Like, yes, shake his hand.
Hi,
and
how
shit.
are you?
Like, yeah, like you know, da.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey man, like it's really, really awesome that you're throwing this event. I never even know that you were doing this. I know you don't want to talk to me and do your thing, whatever. But
But he approached you 3 times.
He kept on coming back to me 3 times.
You're
And it
that
was-
guy.
Yeah. And motherfuckers were looking at me and they were asking who the fuck I was. I told them I might as well be Andrew Yang's cousin. For real. I was like, I'm Andrew Yang's. Whenever we're talking, it's always like shooting the shit. I was like, bro, get out there. Go get fucking booty, bro. There's so many beautiful people at this party.
He's a political candidate. He can't be. He
know.
cannot be. You know.
I'm sure he has a wife and children that I don't know anything about. But man, he's a cool guy. Andrew Yang is a fucking man. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. But you met some awesome people. How long did you stay out that night?
I stayed out that night for like 3 hours ish.
Oh shit.
3-4 hours.
Damn.
And I met so many beautiful people. I met a couple of them were, you know, okay, hold up. Let me lay this shit out, okay? And I don't want to try to make this a 15-minute ordeal talking this whole fucking podcast. But I almost got scammed. I was hanging out with these 2 Asian chicks, hot as fuck, right? I'm talking to them, whatever, chilling. I'm not buying them drinks or anything. Relax yourself, okay? Not doing anything of that. I found out that they're Russian. They're both Russian. And I had an inkling that they were scammers. They were like fucking around with me for like 30 minutes, trying to get me to buy them drinks and whatnot, but not really going hard.
Okay.
You know, like I tried to keep it very like, I always try to get to know you. If I really try to engage in you, I'm trying to get to know you. So if you're trying to do some suspect bullshit, I can catch that. Like some unauthentic shit. You okay?
Oh, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
me. And they tried to take me out to another club. When we were outside, she fucking called somebody on the phone. It was like this Russian dude on the phone, like, yo, like, yes, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there. Three people, 2 girls, 1 guy. And I was like, ladies, no, I'm not that fucking guy.
Dude, they're about to steal your kidney or something
No, no,
like
no.
that.
I literally told them, like, ladies, like, I was hanging out with you because I wanted to get to know y'all. Like, this is not me.
Do you
So
think
I
they were
went-
trying to get you to go to a club and treat them out to massive drinks
Yo,
and shit?
they were trying to make me go get a bottle for like $200.
Oh, shit.
Right? And I was like, girls, come on now. Like, you disappoint me. I'm not that type of motherfucker. Like, number one, you shouldn't be scamming. Number two, I'm not the dumb type to fall for that. So anyway, I went back inside, right?
Mhm.
Another like 1 or 2 hours passed. I meet so many other people there.
Mhm.
At the end, the scammers went back inside and I was like, oh my God, like, I need to sit with y'all. Can I sit with y'all? So I sat with them. And for that last hour that I was there, I was like a part of their team scamming people. Like, cause we all looked Asian. It was 2 fucking Russian chicks and an Asian dude. And they, at this point, they knew that they weren't gonna get shit out of me. So they treated me completely different. Man, we ended up exchanging like Instagrams and shit and numbers
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was such a good, wholesome time. A time where you can get fucked and scammed for $200 because you know that was really come on now, that was really their prerogative, right? You know, and even at the end, I was trying to help the girls pick out some dudes. Like, yo, that's the motherfucker right there. Like, yo, he doesn't know that I'm part of the coalition type. But nah, it was a really, really great time, and I would love to do it again. Shout out to Andrew, yo. Let's
How'd
go.
you find out about this party?
I think it was in the Posh or Dice app, one of the apps. And it initially didn't hit me because I was always looking for Saturday, right?
Right.
That's the day that we wanted to really go out. And when the fuck did we go? We went out on Friday.
Went on Friday. Went
Damn,
on day,
see?
yeah.
But I never really saw the Andrew Yang event until I turned off the whatever the fuck.
Posh app?
No, like the filters and shit. Because I was only looking for
Oh.
fucking Saturday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
okay,
see
yeah.
the Andrew Yang app until last minute. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, sad, driving back home, like, you know, if you really want something out of your life, you really have to go out there and go get it. Not to turn it into that, but if you're fortunate enough to have enough money to get yourself out of the house and you still have the energy and maybe you have some leeway with work tomorrow, or you can push it or not. That doesn't, just because you go out one night doesn't mean you have to be there till fucking 12, 1.
Mhm.
You could go home early, you know, and then still get a reasonable amount of sleep. But, you know, if you feel like you're lonely and bored in New York, I almost think that like you're doing it wrong. That's something on you, especially if you live in New York, man. Now with everything going on and after the weekend that we had of seeing the light, I had so much fun that Thursday. I did everything in my power to get Don moving on Friday and Saturday, right? So what did we do on Saturday? Because let me not talk about that shit. I'll let
Wait,
you
no,
talk
you
about
mean
that
Friday?
shit. On Friday.
Yeah, because Saturday, like, we're skipping a
Yes.
day basically.
How
Okay.
can we skip the Friday?
Yeah.
How can we skip?
So Friday started off with us going to the gym.
yes,
Yeah,
we went to the gym.
Went to the gym, and then
Sad, not thinking that we were gonna go out.
Yeah, because I feel like I was just again like last week I felt like I still had like a strained back. So, I was telling Gabe that, I feel like it's been affecting my mood on top of other things. I think it's just been aggravating me because usually
I mean,
if I'm
those
trying to
things
get-
do that. Yes.
things to get out of my head is to work out, and then I really couldn't work out because I was just trying to heal up. But
Yeah.
yes, that Friday was the first day I was finally back at the gym, able to do stuff. And then, now we're like, okay, let's do something. So we end up going to K-Town.
You were so gracious enough after my bitching at the gym. You were so gracious enough to go, you know what? Shut the fuck up, Gabe. I'll drive all the way to K-Town. And I was like, yes, I got this fucking bitch. I needed to show him that magnetic aura energy status is so real. So real. Am I wrong? Do you not
No.
believe it's real?
No, I believe
It's
it.
so fucking real. But tell them what happened on Friday. So we went to go with
Well, we got
Ralph.
some,
Yes.
we got some food first, then we went
Yeah.
over to Ralph's. We had a bunch
And
of
then where
cocktails
did we
there.
ultimately go?
we ended up, so we were talking about things to do or like the next place after Ralph's, right? Even
Yeah.
Ralph was asking us, oh, where are you guys off to next? And I'm like, oh, we're just going to fill out the night. But you latched onto something that I felt was also pretty good. Open floor karaoke. We still had the karaoke itch,
Yes.
but we were obviously not going to rent a room for just two dudes. And
Never that. Never
Yeah.
that. No, no, no.
And also, again, like it was, just so we wanted to find something that had an open floor karaoke because I feel like you can also build off the energy of other people there who are just there casually trying to get a couple drinks in, and again, maybe just hang out with other people. So we were looking through the what, your phone or my phone?
No, no, no. I always knew that we had a spot in my brain. I always had that spot in my brain thinking about it. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do at K-Town really? You're gonna go karaoke. Yes, you don't want to get the room.
Yeah.
That shit is gay. That's fine. But what ends up is, hey, Karaoke City has this open floor karaoke thing. And yeah, just like Don said, build off the energy of others. And what's the worst? If it fucking sucks, you just get 2 beers and you're out of there. You know what I mean?
So, no, but I'm saying like we were looking through because we were trying to find, there's a lot of karaoke places, but we couldn't figure out which open floor karaoke place it was.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it. I had to look it through pictures and shit.
So we're looking through Google Maps, like, all right, does this place look like it? So we end up at Karaoke City.
Karaoke City, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people there, yo. It's still dirty as last time I
I
was there.
don't remember actually being there, but maybe the last time I was there, I was just completely plastered.
I don't know if it was like hot, but the last time I went there before that was in the wintertime and it was nice. But this time was like kind of felt dirty going in, but not really dirty.
Dingy?
Dirty. Yeah, there was a
It was like
tinge of dinge in Karaoke City. Okay, that wasn't there all the time.
Yeah. So we end up going there, and we get there. There are people singing and picking some great songs like
People knew you there. What the fuck was that?
Oh no, that's another side story.
There was like
too,
a
that
group
night.
of fucking Filipino people in the back corner, like some
No,
old school PAO
okay,
shit.
so look, like whenever I go out, I tend to put stories up. But it just so happened that one of my friends watched my story
Yeah.
and recognized a person in that video.
Okay.
And so he messaged that person saying, "Hey, my friend's on the other side of the bar. Is this you?"
That's crazy.
So then he approaches me and he's just like, "Hey, I think your friend," or he asked me, did you take this photo? Because my friend just sent this to me. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. And yeah, like we figure out who it is. It's my buddy Micah Koba. Shout out. I hope he went to Austria, but now he might be in California or Hawaii right now. But shout out to him for watching my story on the other side of the world.
What the fuck are you doing looking at a story at that time when you were on vacation?
But
You're
yeah,
crazy.
plenty of people were singing that night. Filipinos were definitely
out
there,
and about.
out representing.
I mean, not just Filipinos, man. Asians.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound fucked up and not to make this into a thing, but sometimes, you kind of want to be with your own people. Is that fucked up? Sometimes you just want to be around your own vibe, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's not anything racist or anything like that. But like, you kind of want to go to a familiar place, just like you go to a familiar restaurant, right? That tastes like your grandma food, right? Whatever energy that was out in the air is like that energy.
I feel like karaoke is like a big unifying spot for most Filipinos. It doesn't
Yes.
matter whether you like rock music,
Yes.
rap music, pop music, but for whatever reason, you throw us into a room and put, a karaoke system in place, you'll get everybody singing each other's songs. It doesn't matter. Like everyone will know the lyrics. It's just like intrinsic in our like DNA, right? But but we also meet some people who come up to us because you're singing, I'm singing.
Yeah.
Bro,
Bro, magnetic aura energy status. I have to go back to the first fucking podcast and remember what exactly I called it. I'm not even sure if I'm calling it the same exact thing, but that is the thing that I'm talking about. Episode 1. This is episode 3. Magnetic aura status.
Is it Magnetic Orchestras?
I think so. Magnetic aura status is fucking real. And I told somebody yesterday night exactly what happened.
Okay.
I hung out with somebody after. I hung out with somebody different after yesterday night. I know this is some incognito shit. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? But yeah, I told her, I was like, they approached us. Like, this shit is so fucking, and her ass could not believe it. She's like, hell no. And she tried to even take away the power from me by telling me.
Was she trying to invalidate what you're?
She was trying to tell me that the chicks that will come up to approach you are not good chicks. That's a red flag status. I'm like, excuse me? Yo, you're fucked if you do, you fucked if you don't. I can't believe it. Shout out to her, but no. That was some crazy, hilarious shit. The point of the fact of the matter is they approached us.
Yeah.
Come on now.
No, like that's
Like boy band status. They were like, yo, you trying to date my friend? You trying to get to know my friend? I was like, yo,
no. Okay, hold on. So, like, let me be the one to tell or narrate the story, right?
Yeah, please. I'm talking too much.
So again, we're actually hanging out with other bunch of people at the bar. Like, there's two girls sitting next to us, and they're like singing some great songs, like Keisha Cole, "Love Was On," and we're all singing with them.
True singers.
Yeah,
they were there to sing.
They were there to belt out and like kill it with any song. So the situation in terms of karaoke was on the furthest side of the bar were all the Asians and Filipinos, the ones that recognized me, because of Mike. And then the other two girls who were singing, and they were killing it, and we were also there jumping, as like, I guess, backup singers for their stuff.
Yeah, because we didn't want to pay. You got to pay $2 to request songs. That's why it's good too. You're not paying for the room. You have to pay for the song, but people are going to request good songs. You're just going to naturally sing. You're not going to sing while they sing it?
Yeah,
You're crazy.
And we'll toss in, like, we paid for songs also, but,
Yes.
We started off with, like, singing along with them, and they're choosing some great bangers, right?
Yeah.
But then what happens later is, like, this group approaches us. Well, specifically, one girl first approaches us asking, hey.
Bro, I saw that girl from the left side. Like, the way that she fucking... when you see somebody that you don't know, and what type of eye contact you give that type of person. Yes, it's going to be eye contact for real, but you don't think there's going to be anything else. Like the biggest smile. You're going to make me relive this whole shit again. Because, oh my God, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. The way that she looked at me with Magneto Aura status, yo, come on. I know I sound crazy. I know it sounds like almost pervert line, but no, man. Dude.
All right. Hold on. Let's reel it back a bit because we end up chatting them up because they ask us if we're Filipino. They ask you first, namely, if you're Filipino, really. Because it's like, oh, you can sing. You must be Filipino.
That's what they say?
Basically.
I guess. Yeah. That's what she said, yes.
Yeah. And so we ended up chatting them up, and then we ended up going to their table, and then we also end up singing with another group of people, like just literally on another table right across from us. I forget what songs we were singing, basically, but...
I don't know. All relatable. All acceptable.
Yeah. Oh, No Letting Go by Wayne Wonder.
That was towards the end.
That was towards the end,
No, bro. You skipping, you going all over there. You're going all over there. They came up to us. You want to ask, you want to go talk to my friend? And whatever. Curiosity. That's all I'm going to say. But then they were kind of lingering with us. We were at the bar. And I'm like, I'm not in my head. I'm not trying to take this girl away from her friends for whatever reason she want to stay with us. I was like, is it cool if we sit in your table? And now we were really up in the trenches there. That's when No Letting Go came out. That's when all the good shit came out.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, not to get into all the super specifics, but isn't there something so beautiful about going out, expecting nothing? Like when you go out, like for Kelly's events, there's 10 people there. It's gonna be a good time, right? Guaranteed, right? But it's just you, it's solo, or, this time 2-man, right? You think there's not gonna be a lot of magic that could be there. But we harnessed that. We made that. We turned that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even... That's really the true power of Magneto Aura status. I know y'all are going to say, shut the fuck up, Gabe, but for real, it's like, if you really put yourself out there and risk that, that's when you can, get something beautiful out of it, right?
Yeah.
Not to sound all Cucamonga, but,
Well, either way, we end up hanging out with them for the rest of the night.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
We ended up hanging out with them for the rest of the night. We ended up taking shots with them also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like after that, well, one of them happened to live here, like in Queens, so end up driving one of them home, basically.
Yeah, we're all cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
It's a good time.
yeah, I think the best part about that again is the unplanned portion and just being able to kind of like have fun with people you don't know, and who knows, maybe that's like the one time you're gonna be having fun with them and seeing them. Maybe there's a shot that you might hang out again in the future. I don't like to.
It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
because you know what ultimately would have been the worst part?
What?
If I dragged your ass out
And nothing happened.
and nothing happened,
Yeah.
and now that almost destroys all of the future hangouts that Don and I will have.
Really?
Like,
You think so?
if you think about it, if I go, okay, if it's a Foxville time, right?
Mhm.
And it was just like, okay, we were just really out here. We drove all the way. We paid gas. We paid toll. We got drinks. They're all expensive drinks, right? And there was no Action Jackson. Are you really going to want to do that again? Knowing that? No. Like, it is what it is. Yes, you want to hang out with your buddies, but it's probably going to be local next time.
Yeah.
Right? Which definitely cannot get the same amount of energy that we could have compared to the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm so happy that on that Friday, we proved something to ourselves. And because of that, who knows? Maybe next Saturday. Who knows? Maybe if another event suddenly has to cancel, right? Then we could still be out here and still have a great time and not be so sad that, you know what the fucking worst thing is, guys? Leaving your job at 4 and staying home and doing absolutely nothing and then going back to your job on Monday morning. Isn't that the fucking craziest nightmare? Isn't that the saddest?
What, feeling like you have nothing to look forward to or nothing to kind of like
Yes, I'm not saying like if
switch
you-
up the
Yeah.
monotony or like the
Yes. I'm not saying that if you stay home and that's what you want to do,
yeah.
if you want to stay home with your shorty, fine. If you want to stay home and like play video games, that's fine. But like, I don't ever want, I just think it's so unnecessary to go through a weekend and feel like really you have nothing to look forward to, especially when you live in a city like New York, right? Like there's just so much to do and all you have to do is grab it. That's what I'm saying.
No, I think my version of it is just like feeling like you don't have any opportunities when there's so many of them out there and you actually are not just simply taking it or putting yourself in a place to seize these opportunities.
You don't realize that those are actual opportunities.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for sending your questions for our Ask Don weekly segment where we ask him questions and Don answers, right? So this week, a writer goes, my girlfriend swears she's over her ex, but still has multiple photos of them up on her Instagram. Not just group photos, I'm talking full on couple shots, vacations, birthdays, holidays. And whenever I bring it up, she tells me deleting them would be pretending the past never happened. Sounds familiar. I get that everyone has history, but it makes me uncomfortable knowing anyone can scroll through and see my girlfriend hugged up with another guy. It feels like I'm competing with her highlight reel from years ago. Am I being insecure or is it fair to ask her to take these photos down? Don?
Ooh, okay.
You know some of them girls. You can go on Instagram right now. I can find a couple of them girls.
Damn, that's all right. Just speaking from my perspective, I would be uncomfortable. Definitely, I feel like I would be uncomfortable because it's out there for people to see. I mean, I guess in a way, like as long as your photos are up there too, that is, yeah, like as long as you're kind of represented in a similar way, or not well, as long as you're represented there too, like, and she clearly shows that she loves you and everything, then it's fair game to have some photos from the past. I mean, maybe they were best friends throughout high school and college, and that is facts. Like maybe that was her one friend. Also, her relationship back from the past. I mean, again, this is like situational, right? I wish I knew more details, so I'm just going on what was presented to me. Yeah, like. As long as there's enough of you up there, it wouldn't be too bad if this guy's up there also. And it sucks because, again, you feel like that's kind of a reminder of something. You feel like people are kind of clinging on to that. But look, at the same time, like, we have like memories that we want to keep. Again, I think the one thing that I've kind of appreciated, even though Facebook has this really bad like habit of like reminding me of things in the past, like, oh hey, this is what you're doing. This is a story from like about a year ago, or this is something from 7 years ago, and I'm like, holy shit, that's stuff I don't want to remember, or I'm almost kind of embarrassed to remember, right? But I appreciate that it kind of still tells me, hey, this happened at some point in your life, right? And you can't just delete that either. But that also depends on the person because some people want to have those memories. Some people find, no, you should not have like these memories up there. So I think as long as it's not like cutting you out or at least, taking over like your presence on social media, I do think it's fine.
Would you let it rock though? Think about you in the relationship, Don. Would you let it rock? You say it's about if they're secure enough, fine.
Right.
Or if they're represented enough, fine. But let's just say you are represented. Okay. You gonna let them rock?
I mean, I guess the question is how many times does this girl look back on her photos from the past, really? It's like that's a real question here. It's just like, I mean, I have a bunch of photos there. There's a couple photos of like my ex and I there too, and it's like they're there. I'm not going to delete all of them. I mean,
you still have photos of your ex on your Instagram?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. So in this situation on the Instagram
in this case,
photos,
to address that question, no, like I would not do that. And again, I think it's one of those things where I like to put myself in their shoes and see what I feel is fair. And at the end of the day, like, sure, that was my past, but, I also have like hard drives of storage full of photos that it's like, all right, well, it's there in case I ever want to revisit it, but it's not for public display. And I like to put the things that I care about on current display. So for me, no, and I guess if I were simply answering from my standpoint, yeah, it would make me uncomfortable also, I would ask. And that's tough because why should you kind of put that as like an ultimatum out there for you to be kind of considered?
It doesn't have to be an ultimatum.
Yeah.
It can be a conversation.
Yeah, but maybe you could tell her in this conversation, hey, like,
shit bothers me.
It does bother me. And like, I hope it's not like making you feel anchored to something that you have back in the past. Like, it's fun to remember things, but at the same time, I don't dwell on like past mistakes or previous relationships just because I'm, like, I'll reflect on it and enjoy what that was to me. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's in the past. Like, I'm looking to revisit that because times have changed and I'm not the same person either.
Mm-hmm,
So I feel like in my case, yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable. And ultimately, with any relationship, I think it's a dialogue. Like, you can't, if you're telling me this and it's kind of been looming overhead, then clearly this is something that you need to talk about with her because that's not fair.
It's definitely worth a conversation.
It's worth a conversation. And you both have to be able to speak your points out and see where you two meet at this point. But yeah, man, like, I hope it works out for you because, again, dialogue. You don't want to ever feel like you're holding something close to your chest that's kind of like, something heavy, something that's going to, that could potentially build up into something that you'd find, to go after her for. Like, you don't want to find a reason to simply be angry with her. If it does bother you, then speak your mind. You shouldn't be afraid to like tell her how you feel. And again, each relationship is different. I mean, again, some people are okay with that and some people aren't. Personally, I wouldn't be okay with it. But I'm not saying
this person obviously is not okay with it if they're gonna go send us a question to the dual cast and then put their relationship once again in our grasp.
Shit, I kind of want to know I feel like when I see some of our friends be like, "Hey, were you the one to send me that?" I'm kind of curious about that.
Just look through all your friends that are girls, and there's a potential that whoever, if they still have their boyfriend's pictures up from the past, ex-boyfriend pictures up in the past, then that's them. Here's what I'm gonna say, dude. Yes. Here's what I'm going to say. When it comes to all things of these natures, right? Of this nature, picking and choosing your battles is definitely a thing that you want to consider before going into the actual meat and potatoes of this issue. Your girlfriend has pictures of her ex still on Instagram, and you obviously have a problem with it. And to be honest, man, that's a little bit of a red flag for me. If I'm going to go out with somebody and we're official and I look through their Instagram and they have pictures of their ex-boyfriend, I don't care if it makes me insecure or not. That's just a red flag for me. Okay? Because yes, what's the reason why anybody would want to do that? What does she say? She says, oh, deleting them would be like deleting the memories. I know, baby, but for real, there's a thing called the archive and there's a thing called the public first feed, which you can bring back and forward. I get it. You don't want to forget Hawaii. You don't want to forget Colombia, right? You just have to delete those photos, or not delete them, but archive them. Come on. Just like, I get it. I get it that like, this is going to be very, oh my God, I'm going to get shit on for this hard. I get it that people in relationships want to be individuals, but when you're in a relationship, sometimes you have to give some of that up just to support your significant other.
Right.
Regardless of if it makes them insecure or not.
Well, that's why I said, like, you put yourself in their shoes. And ultimately, that's the thing that I put over precedence when it comes to these type of situations. It's like, if I put myself in their shoes, how would they feel? Like, if the roles were reversed here. And so, yeah, like...
Can they not easily say, oh, no, I'm fine with it?
Yeah.
But, okay, so then what?
Or better yet, I mean, I guess, when I was saying that stuff earlier, it's like, all right, keep a couple memories, but if a whole collection of it was like that time in like Colombia or that time in like Panama or that time in Hawaii, it's like, okay, that's an entire segment of there that you could just probably put away, because that it's a memory that's also rooted, again, you're not with that person anymore. And so
I'm going to say this. Shout out to all the ladies out there that delete their boyfriend on their Instagram immediately after they break up. Can I say that one more time? Shout out to the ladies that delete photos of their ex-boyfriend when they break up. The moment that they break up, now that's a fucking woman. Yeah. For real.
Well, no, because...
Maybe she didn't delete them. Maybe they're archived. Does she want to go revisit them? Of course, sometimes when you're lonely, even when things are good, you want to be like, oh, let me laugh at that motherfucker from the past. Right? So that's really what it be.
Well, or just like to think about like, oh, how far I've come pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, because when you bring someone else into your life, you don't want them to feel like they're being taken for granted or they're just simply like a successor. Like each person is their own person in a relationship. And
it's like, are you in this or are you not in this?
Yeah.
Like, are you about this relationship or not? And your actions have to support that. That's all.
Yeah. But again, I stick with what I said, basically. It's like,
of course,
put yourself in their shoes and, if you were to reverse the roles here, would you find that fair? Like, and I guess, yeah, like if you had all your photos up with your girl still, I'm sure you probably deleted it because you just want to make her feel comfortable. And that's a compromise that you should be willing to have with somebody. Because at the end of the day, you're with them now. It's not the other way around.
It's like you have to almost ask yourself, like, what are you willing to put up with? Let's just say, you didn't have your own ex-girlfriend picture still up and you want to, it bothers you or maybe it doesn't. You have to decide if this is something that you want to put up with because that shit sucks and it's always going to be there. And if it's bothering you now, you bet your fucking ass that when there's a real problem, it's going to bother you again. And it's going to be used as ammo in this never-ending bullshit. So choose carefully right now the aspects within your significant other that you are willing to put up with or not. So then we could really just get shit moving. I almost had a thought, but I don't want to go there.
Oh, come on.
I always, not everything is going to be, and this maybe doesn't really relate 100% to the question at hand, but it definitely relates to the week at hand.
Okay.
Right. And we talk about every single week putting yourself out there. And Don and I literally put ourselves out there to get made fun of, to get shit on the Instagram for y'all's entertainment and, to try to actually help some of y'all sometimes. But, my original point is that when you put yourself out there, what's going to happen is that you are going to repel so many people from that energy that you put out, unique to you, right? Be yourself. What does that mean? You got to put your energy out there. What does that do? Repels people. But at the same time, that attracts people who are so down for you. That's really what be yourself is all about. It's not about, be yourself, be comfortable. No, yes, you want to be comfortable, but more importantly, you want to find somebody who's comfortable with you as well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The true you. So, yes, without going into too much specifics.
Well, okay, so my addition to that, because I feel like, I'm trying to build to like, my other point about it also.
Yes.
It's like, again, you don't want to feel like you're invalidated here. Like, I feel like the one thing that hurts people the most is feeling like they're invalidated.
And they have no opinion.
And they have no opinion.
They have no feelings.
And like everything that you've said is like unfound. No, you have a reason to feel this way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Look, I feel like for our generation, I think just people in general, what kind of either hurts them the most is that when they feel like they've been invalidated. And you put yourself out there, and for whatever reason, they decide to kind of shut you down and make you feel like, oh, you're kind of the crazy person here. And especially in this case, it's like that's something.
They could easily do that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And you can't let someone kind of make like it's great, to see it from a different person's perspective.
Yes.
But again, there's a reason why.
Sorry.
No, that's good. No, but there's a reason why you're thinking and feeling this way, and you're trying to come to that conclusion. So by no means in your journey of life should you ever feel like you should feel belittled or wronged or dumb for having these type of feelings. But you are trying to learn. So it's important for you to engage and talk to people about these things, right? And that's why I said, like, yeah, just don't let it, whatever happens here, whatever you're thinking right now, man, just don't feel like it's going to invalidate you.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. And if
fucking Chantel has pictures of her ex-man still up. And she's been dating two different motherfuckers ever since then. Chantel, come on now, girl.
Oh, man, no, I think, man, it's, like I said, everyone's got their way of, like, kind of justifying and excusing things, and some of it's valid. Some people have, like, a pretty tight-knit narrative of being able to say, like, oh, this is why I do this, and it's logical, it's pragmatic, and it makes sense. And sometimes it feels bulletproof, but at the same time, I kind of look at them like, you're good at, like, really rationalizing in your own way, but at the same time, there's a lot of bullshit that I see in there that you just simply will not accept. And so last week's episode necessarily, but I do feel that, like, we are in this arc of life, and there is a connection usually because, like, between each week there is something going on for us. So,
Yes.
yeah, like I
I
want
feel
to
like every day is a new chapter.
Every day is a
bro.
new chapter. Every week's a new
day.
chapter. I feel like August was kind of like a weird month for me, where I felt like it was kind of my, like, when I think about the waves of life, like, again, June, high wave, July, still part of that high wave, came to August, and now we're at, the bottom of the wave. And then as we're coming to the end of August, I feel like now the wave is about to, like,
Rise up again.
So, yeah, dude, like, I feel like last episode I felt was still, like, again, instantly the beginning of this new season of, like, our podcast has been kind of this whole, like, highs and lows. And I felt like I unfortunately feel like I've started off on a bit of a low. But now we are now going into the beginning, the rise of the wave.
Hopefully there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
good things to come up.
But the thing that I wanted to ask you, since we've been doing a lot of Ask Dawn,
Oh God.
is
You don't want to ask me shit.
no,
Okay.
but this time we're not asking people to, like, send in your questions. I'm the one asking questions
Okay,
now.
yeah.
So
What's up?
I was going to ask you, Gabe, and this seems somewhat relevant to, like, I guess things that we've been talking about. But what is your ego crusher?
I'm not even sure if I want to talk about that right now because it actually, like, it's actually too much to admit. It's actually too much to admit. But okay, fine. I'll share it with you because I feel like you guys deserve it. That's always my beginning to any statement. Come on, guys. Let's not be real. Magna Aura status wasn't always there. Okay. What really is truly there is a 5'6" Asian dude. I don't even want to fucking say that out loud for real. Who's just trying to find somebody, right? And when you think about the things that could really hurt your feelings, yeah, my height was one of those things. Like, there would be some times in which I'm in a room and I feel fucking short. Like, all the baddies are fucking taller than me. It doesn't necessarily feel good. That's why finding somebody that doesn't care is like the best. You know what I mean? Or it's not even just who doesn't care about the height thing, but
Mhm.
who doesn't care about your in particular insecurities. Ego crushers are really in another word for insecurities, right?
Right.
And funny enough, during this new season, this new up season for me, literally, I will go, oh my God, I feel like I gotten taller. And which almost kind of confirms that it was a mental thing. Like there'll be particular people that I know who I have seen them taller than me, and I measure them in my brain while they're talking to me. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you're not that tall. I'm taller than you. What the fuck are you talking about? And you know, maybe it is a insecurity thing that I'm slowly getting over. Actually, no, I'm not slowly getting over it. I'm quickly getting over it though, because man, yeah, that was one of the biggest ego crushers ever. Can you maybe say one not like so explicit, just so then I can get more?
What,
Because like I don't know what else to say outside of an ego crusher than like
what is something that makes you feel vulnerable when you're around other people?
vulnerable around other people. Height, yeah, height for sure.
Why?
Because
You're,
it's like,
you're taller than a bunch of other people. I
oh my
know.
God, but I'm shorter than a lot of other motherfuckers.
My
people
God,
that I
dude,
know.
I
You're
feel
taller
like-
than me, bitch.
Dude,
So it's like,
dude,
come
we're,
on.
we're I mean, I get it. Like, you know, it's because I've been to like speed dating events, and I'm like looking at all these other guys, again, of different, you know, ethnicities and nationalities, and I'm like, holy fuck, you guys are all well dressed up, and you're taller than me. Oh,
You got no fucking. You feel like you have no chance, right? It's like, come on, when you perpetuate it all the time. Not you in particular, you Don, but come on.
Oh yeah,
If you want me to like be real about it, as an Asian dude, I have to go on Instagram and see like these memes and shit about white dudes taking Asian chicks, right? And like that's what I have to compete against. That's what I have to compare myself to. Somebody who's like 6 something, light fair skin, and doesn't have the features that I would have. Thank God I feel ultra confident and comfortable in whatever was dealt to me. But you have to, a big ego crusher is like living your life comparing yourself to the Ken doll almost, and how I'm not gonna be the Ken doll. I always say to a couple people like, yo, shit, if I was a foot taller, this world would honestly be mine. I really truly mean that. And sometimes I still feel that way. That if I was a little bit taller, a foot tall, if I was 6 foot tall, holy shit, dude. With maybe I wouldn't have developed the charisma that I have now because of the unnecessary need to, to make up for the height that I don't have.
necessity is the mother of invention.
Right?
Yeah.
But, holy shit. If I had the charisma that I have now with the height, girls would be dead. For real, for real. Honest to God. No. And some people will say like, yo, your ego is so big. Your ego is so big. But your ego should be big. What the fuck is wrong with that? Like, there's nothing. Okay, yes, you can be confident, and there's a thing that crosses to arrogance. But having a big ego is really believing in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like thinking that you could do what others think that you cannot do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh,
Fuck?
man. You know, I literally thought of like a dumb scene from my head, like in. You ever watch The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
Yes.
So again, like Mark Wahlberg's character wants to be like a hotshot cop. And
That's the one where The Rock and fucking Samuel L. Jackson
they
jump from
out.
the...
Yeah. But then again, so he's trying to get Will Ferrell to work with him so they can be the next It Cops, right?
Yeah.
But again, he's got in trouble in the past. In the movie, he shot Derek Jeter because he was trigger happy and he thought Derek Jeter was walking in and was like an intruder, right? But my favorite thing from it, he's just like, I'm a peacock. I need to fly.
Yeah.
And I bring that up because it's just like, yeah, like, you want to put yourself out there and be recognized and all these different things. So, but no, I get you, man. Honestly, gone to events where like there are guys who are like taller, again, well dressed. Like, I'm gonna dress up nicely too, but I do feel like sometimes the height advantage is just like, oh man, that really is the trope. Tall, dark, and handsome. And
It
I'm
really
like,
fucking pisses me off when someone's tall and then doesn't take care of themselves. Like that is like wildness, bro. Like really? Come on.
Well, sometimes it's a
What a
maturity
waste of
thing. Sometimes
potential.
it's like it's a maturity thing. Sometimes it's a perspective thing. I mean, look, honestly, like I feel like whenever people call things out about me, because sometimes I can't see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's someone that means something to you, whether it's a crush, whether it's just, your best friend, sibling, parent, whatever. But if it's someone that says like, that means something to you and they call you out on it and you start reflecting on yourself, it's just like, oh shit, like, damn, now I really want to think about it,
What were some other potential answers to your ego crusher? Because like I'm thinking right now that you were saying like very like that you meant specific things. I just can't give those answers because like when girls come out of nowhere and try to crush your ego, I can just tell that they're doing that to do that. Like I just see through it. So that and that's only because I am comfortable in this season of my life right now, right?
Right.
If I wasn't, those words would actually hurt, But what were you thinking in terms of that?
No, that's pretty
Like
on there.
that?
I mean, I'm trying to think of like I think one that kind of sometimes like crushes my ego is that if someone that I like responds to me like a week later, I'm just like,
Oh, okay,
oh, like,
That's okay,
damn.
okay.
Damn, like, ugh, that kind of sucks. I just feel like now I feel like I realize where, I'm at this game.
I mean,
so.
I think that would be an ego crusher for literally anybody. Unrequited interest,
yeah,
right?
so
Let alone love.
yeah, but yeah, I brought that up.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, no, but oh man, this has like been a crazy week. But you know what? I'm happy that you like hit me up to go out this passing Friday. I mean, again, like August has been just like a busy month, and I've been taking a lot of time to just kind of collect myself and refocus my energies. But then, when you're trying to get back on the horse and just go out there, like I find I am a social guy, but I also find that sometimes I'm like, yo, I need to kind of recharge and retreat from everything. But then when you've spent enough time kind of living quietly to kind of get back on a horse, like to start up again, I find to be sometimes something that I struggle with.
To turn it on again?
And I mean that not like to, it's just that sometimes, yeah, it can feel that way. Like, oh man, like, do I have the energy? Do I have the courage to kind of get back at this again? And, and so, yeah, like when you hit me up and then we're actually going out and doing things, it's like, oh, it's nice to actually kind of.
You don't get the unholy energy?
Huh?
You don't get the unholy energy? Like when you know something is gonna happen, it's gonna be fun. You get this like unholy free energy that comes out of nowhere. That's what I call it, unholy energy. It's like unnecessary energy, and now you're like really, really, really excited. So actually, having the effort to get the energy to go out there is it's just there. If there's isn't that what it is? Like if
what?
you felt cooped up for mad long, right?
Right.
And then Kelly all of a sudden has an event, you're gonna be hype as fuck.
Right. But where I feel like I operate in terms of like waves of energy, right? I feel like I operate where I keep my bar of expectations lower. Maybe it's just how I feel like life has kind of put me in this, state of like, oh, well, don't keep your expectations too high because, if you do, then you're going to be disappointed. But I feel like at least not that I have it low completely, right? But more so that if, don't go into things with like expecting too much, anticipate things are not going to go the way you want it to, but be open to what is going to be happening, right?
That's why I'm such a roller coaster of a person. I cannot it's very, very, very hard for me to go into something and not have the expectation that I'm going to have a good time.
Mm.
That gives me the unholy energy. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that, then I'm like, fuck this,
Yeah. And also I feel like the nights where I'm not expecting anything, even sometimes nights where I'm like, oh, like, not 100% like sure I'm going to have a good time. And all of a sudden, like, it completely wows my expectations.
Oh,
like, dude, by the time that, we're out at like Karaoke City and then like we're singing and then a bunch of people approach us and it's just like, oh, snap. This night's shifting a bit. And I feel like the energies are kind of like colliding now. And so I find that to be like my sweet spot when it comes down to like going out. It's like, all right, just put yourself out there, keep your expectations like managed. And yeah, I guess that's how I operate.
Like when things start to get good is obviously when.
Then I'll feel like, all right, now the
hyped.
energy is like harnessed and it's like, all right, now I'm going to be more amped to like, to really be in this moment pretty
Yeah.
much.
See, that's my thing though.
Yeah.
Like if when you get that hypeness
Mhm.
is when things are already getting good, then you're kind of saying that when things don't get good, you'll never have this energy. You might not have this energy like you would have. So that's why it's always a roller coaster for me, because I always try to make it sure in my head that I'm going to have a great time. So I'm excited about it, hype about it.
Mhm.
And that's why maybe I come out the way that I come out whenever you see me in real life,
Right.
right? Because I'm expecting for this to be a good time. And yeah, and if it isn't, then obviously it sucks. But like, come on, no matter what, if the party and event sucks, then it sucks. It sucks no matter what, even if you were looking forward to it or not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.